Good morning, it's your man's and them foul shot, aka the Toothless Wonder, reporting on the Bamboozle Again News Network. And I just came up, I've been had this epiphany, but I just came up with it to a greater clarity, right? They're not meant to change. You know, you got people in your life or you've gone through a certain journey of the spiritual inkling, right? And then you might have, people that you know of, friends or former friends, whatever the case may be. Let's say they're still actively in your life and they kind of, wherever they at with it, you know what I'm saying? As you strive forward or whatever. They're not meant to change. I think everybody can change, and change is hard work, but the reward is worth it. And from what I'm perceiving, even in my field of work, nobody, not I ain't gonna say nobody, but the vast majority of people aren't going to go through the process of change. Their behaviors, mentality, anything that holds them back. Which reminds me of why, and it seemed like everything, my journey, things were strategically placed before me, right? So I've always talked about my homeboy DC Mo on here, right? And at first, when I met him, I seen a lot of traits that I used to have. It was like looking at a mirror of my former self, right? So, in empathy or whatever, I give him a little game or, truth as I know it to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like that version of me talking to a outdated version of myself, right? With a different face. And we was cool. As time proceed on, I end up having to cut him off or whatever. And I know something, and not just that, but primarily with black people, it's probably everybody to some degree, but more so black people because that's the tribe I identify with as we know it to be. If you stop or if you stop talking about other people deflecting and complaining about a problem, they'll have nothing to talk about. Look at the Democratic Party. Um, they always sell you the problem, but have no product for the solution. The problem is the new hustle. The problem gets you the attention. But unless you're on social media or something like that, I don't see how the attention then changes into, let's say, finance, some skill, or something of value you can heap to yourself that's valuable, that you can utilize or, at your discretion. And I think that's, spiritually without cognitively or intellectually understanding. I think that's why I had to cut my man off. Because I see he just wasn't going to change. I've been in spaces where I haven't changed. Where I couldn't, I knew I had to change. I didn't want to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? On a day in, day out basis with delayed gratification. So I didn't actually change until I was faced with the situation. You know how they say vote or die? It was either change or die. It was either change and make a run at it with no guarantees, or live a life at best, if I want to be generous to myself, of mediocrity. I refuse. Ever since I was little, I refused to live on this earth. Now you got, certain things you got to do pertinent to life. Work some job, pay some bills, let's say get 60, 70, and then leave earth. That's not living to me. I've always intellectually been purpose, like, why am I here? You know what I'm saying? Something that involves purpose. I don't think the average Negro you talk to, no matter what demographic, church, where you work, job, social circle, has that inkling of purpose implanted into them, or the pursuit thereof, where you leave it all on the field. You know what I'm saying? Society, through its numerous, what would I word it, mechanisms, has eroded that out of the populace for the most part. And even if you're in your purpose, every day ain't a good day, but even if you're in your purpose, whatever that may be at the time, you're still, you know, getting hit upside the head by life. Such as I see, every time. Now, I call him Emperor Trump, but he warp speed yo at this point. Every time you turn around, he doing something, and then you can't really tell if it's really true or not because people will take it to the highest level. He probably is, him and the alien cyborg man, Elon Musk, they probably is going to usher in the new world order. Okay, it was supposed to come anyway. You know what I'm saying? And I can't stop it. But that can't stop me from living my purpose. I don't see how Trump could possibly mandate my mustard greens growing up the ground. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what they do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they're going to do this. Okay, do it. And I'm noticing that, and, everyone's afraid of what something or some circumstance is going to do to them. What are you going to do in response? That's where their brain stop. Or they get the... Is this because of the jab? Have these people always been like this? Now I'm back intellectualizing and philosophizing. Because I thought everybody had a soul. And I know, when you give yourself, you lose your soul to some degree. But I don't think these people have done it for filthy lucre's sake. They've done it, or they've went into the dark. Now, I guess we all pass through darkness at some point. Operative word, pass. You go through the darkness to come into the light. These people went through the darkness and encamped there, stayed there, and now are comfortable there. And then if you show them the light, it'll hurt their eyeballs and they get mad with you. Or they want to try to attempt to turn your light off so you can be, in the dark with them. Nah, that ain't how that gonna work. This is no different than the plantation principle. You talk about getting free, then yet they ain't either like, at the very least, yeah, yo, that's what's up. I can't do it, but yo, run out of here, cuz. Hey, don't forget me, bro. It ain't that. They'll despise you for saying want to get free, and then they'll tell boss on you. Slightly off topic. Here's another tactic I'm saying, right? How is 50 Cent profiting from instigating issues and beefs between people that are friends, and he has business deals with both of them? It's almost like the shawty who's super bad and two friends want her so bad they now fighting over, not realizing she's antagonizing the situation for her own purposes. She don't care nothing about neither one of y'all. But I like to believe 50 Cent Day is coming, because ain't no way he in the industry to where he at and ain't got no dirt on him. They just allow him to operate. Or because maybe, let's say, Diddy's a little older, or he in jail rather, and Jigga Man, he's starting to look like a demon in the face. Maybe he the next one up. But then he'll get done up like everybody else, because he's probably more inclined, like with the 48 Laws of Power and the Art of War and all this. But he can't out 48 Laws of Power and out the Art of War, a system that's constructed of which he benefits, and they own and operate it. You know what I'm saying? When they own the media, the jails, the financial institutions. And it's not like he owned any of that on his own and he's operating autonomously. You know what I'm saying? But I just came up with that epiphany. Yo, they ain't meant to change. Now, they can change, and if they do change, that's what's up. Hey, you know what I mean? That's all good. But me waiting on my child mother to... No, it's probably not going to happen. I had to go away to change a couple times. But I was constantly changing and wasn't realizing. I finally just put down the alcohol and whatnot, and then I could really fully bloom in my due season. But especially in this social construct of instant gratification and superficiality, materialism, ego, attention, ain't nobody hunting for that. I said that to myself earlier, like, oh, I'm thinking if I become a better man, eventually, at some point down the line, I'll attract a better quality of woman. Not to the degree I know it now, understanding the social environment, the social environment, in which you'll realize as you become a better man, women will actually not like you. Well, harlots rather, which seem to proliferate society. You know what I'm saying? It's like Babylon reward, like, how they say the Lord is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. So is the adversary. He's a rewarder of those who do his bidding. So it seems like, now he always come back and collect, but the dope man, he turn up the community. The Democratic people don't say nothing about the dope man. You know what I'm saying? But he go to jail, come home, snitch and all that, and people throw a party for him. You graduate from CDL school, they hating on you. You know what I'm saying? How you do that? You know what I mean? Or the harlot can run around and do X, Y, Z till they about 30, 35. Then the game come crashing down. But if she a harlot, all the dudes want her, even though all the dudes done had her. It's real. So I done like gave up on. Of course, I still pray for folks and stuff like that. I've had to cut off, but it's too much work. It's too much shadow work. It's too much isolation. It's too much being, having the heaviness of one's mistakes always over top your head, and it's too much. Like my homeboy DC Mo, he got issue with the diabetes. He would tell me this, and the next time I see him, he got a 40 ounce of Diet Mountain Dew with aspartame in it and an extra large bag of pork rinds. But you just told me the doctor said you're going to decapitate your foot. But you won't change your diet. Because sometimes, and I say myself as well at a certain season, we get comfortable in our dysfunction. So anything outside of that, even though it's beneficial over a period of time, is uncomfortable, and that's what we're doing. Even in my own cigarette, I'm not ducking not smoking cigarettes. I'm actually ducking the uncomfortability that will be in my flesh from stop smoking. It's the same thing. It's again, like I talked about, I'm just attempting to apply principles that have garnered me the W in other spaces to the few remaining spaces that I got going on now. And on that note, it's time for work. Y'all, I'ma holler at y'all, yo. Ooh,